Mexico, the paradise everyone dreams of until it completely turns on you. The sun, the freedom, a simple life, the life you've always been chasing. But what if that dream slowly turned into a nightmare and you never even expected it? Suddenly, power vanishes without any warning whatsoever. Water slowly disappears, leaving you completely stranded. And that paradise begins to crumble right before your eyes. I've survived and thrived in Mexico, where most expats don't. Many leave quietly, completely frustrated, totally broken. The truth about Mexico, that could ruin everything most people never see coming. If you haven't already, and you enjoy this type of content, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Everyone thinks moving to Mexico is absolute paradise. The sun, the beaches, the margaritas, that perfect Instagram lifestyle. Most of it's real, but no one talks about the brutal realities of actually living here. I've lived in Cabo San Lucas since August 1st, 2022, and the people are the absolute best part about this place. The culture is warm, welcoming, and anywhere in Mexico I've always felt at home. Before Cabo, I actually ran a construction team back in Phoenix, Arizona, and I had 52 guys all from Sinaloa, so I know the culture firsthand. Here's the truth, moving to Mexico isn't for everyone. Only a select few will actually make it. Most people turn back after 6 months to less than a year because the new life is just too hard. And if you're entitled, this definitely isn't for you. You'll leave frustrated, broken, and completely disappointed. People won't put up with your crap. And if you're serious, you need to have an open mind, resilience, patience, and a strong mindset. In this video, I'm going to share my 10 brutal truths that will destroy your move to Mexico if you aren't prepared. Ignore them and your dream can turn into a complete nightmare. Here's the absolute truth about moving to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. What you see online is only half the story, and the other half will either make you or break you. Please do me a favor, if you truly like this content, hit the like button and the subscribe button. If you love the real truth, the no BS content about life in Mexico, I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you've loved about Cabo? And if you've never been here before, please tell me if Cabo is somewhere you'd love to experience. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get this conversation started. Number 1, the honeymoon phase ends quickly. When you first move to Cabo, it feels like paradise. The beaches, the sun, the lifestyle. It's incredible. You can easily fall in love with the scenery, the food, and the feeling of being somewhere exotic. For a while, everything seems perfect. But here, the brutal truth, the honeymoon phase ends faster than most people expect. The beauty stays, but the friction shows up sooner than you think. The bureaucracy, the infrastructure issues, the unreliable utilities, and the everyday frustrations of life start piling up. Small annoyances that seem minor at first suddenly feel completely overwhelming. Living here requires patience, flexibility, and resilience. The people, the culture, and the vibes are phenomenal. But if you're entitled or expecting life to operate like it does back home, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Many people leave within 6 months to a year once reality sets in and they can't handle the daily grind of everyday life along paradise. One of the things that's most important about the brutal truths about moving to Mexico, the honeymoon is real, but it's short. What separates those from succeed from those who fail is the mindset. Patience, planning, and the perception are what keep you from being another frustrated story. Number 2, Mañana culture will test your patience. Mañana culture is a way of life here in Cabo, and it will test your patience. People here often operate on their own pace. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it when I damn well feel like it. It's a mindset that has been baked into the culture here in Cabo. It's not a Mexico thing, it's a Cabo thing. If you run into locals from Mexico City or other parts of Mexico, they don't act like this. It's mainly just the natives. People want to operate at their own pace, and they don't feel like being bogged down with responsibilities the way you might expect. I don't have that type of mindset, and I avoid dealing with these type of people because life is too short, and I don't like the feeling of frustration. This is the one first brutal truth you'll have to face while living here. Patience isn't optional, it's survival. Number 3, power outages. Electricity is inconsistent, especially in the summer. CFE, the electric company, is essentially the real cartel of Mexico. Rates here in Cabo are actually 35% higher than anywhere else in Mexico. Your bill depends on where you live. Some neighborhoods are charged more simply because they're more affluent than others. It's a form of discrimination, and it should be completely illegal, yet they overlook this every day. The government runs too many critical systems here in Mexico, from the electricity, the fuel, the water, and they monopolize everything. Locals will tell you the truth. The government doesn't always do the right thing here in Mexico. If a brownout happens, I tend to go for a hike or go to the beach or go out to dinner in San Jose that's 30 minutes away. Thinking about it too much will just frustrate you, and life is too short to waste your time on that. Number 4, the language barrier. English works well in hotels and most restaurants, but outside of that, you're really screwed if you don't speak Spanish, or at least the basics. Google Translator becomes your best friend. Cabo is heavily influenced by the U.S. economy, and about 20% of the population is American and 5% is Canadian, so English is common in more affluent areas. But for banks, utilities, or even grocery stores, Spanish is essential. Learning it or having someone who speaks it is critical. Accept this reality early on, or the language barrier will isolate you and make your daily life more frustrating than it has to be. Number 5, water issues. Water is a constant challenge here in Cabo San Lucas. Most homes don't have city water. You have to rely on cisterns or water trucks. A full water truck can run $120 for 18,000 liters, which equates to 4,755 gallons. Actually, last summer we went over 60 days without any water being delivered by the city, and we had to order massive water trucks weekly just to get by. Some water systems are controlled by private companies or cartels, and if they want, they can completely shut off everything, and there's nothing you can do about it. Water quality is poor here in Mexico. It's actually the 3rd worst in the world, and you'll have to pay for it. Planning and preparation aren't optional here. They are mandatory for survival.
The best advice I can give you is adapt to the culture and accept what Mexico throws at you, because if you don't, you will not survive.
Number 6, infrastructure. Cabo's infrastructure is completely behind the times. Roads are horrible here. I've had over 20 flat tires in 4 years. About 25% of the roads here are still dirt, yet residents pay 16% EVA sales tax on everything. The government doesn't do their job by paving the roads and making things safe for the residents. Sidewalks here are non-existent. Parks for kids are totally non-existent. There actually is no sewer system here in Cabo. When a hurricane or heavy rain hits, the city is destroyed for weeks. Over 500,000 people live here, but the city operates like it has only 5,000 residents. It's like living in the dark ages someday. Flexibility and patience aren't optional. Accept it, or every pothole and flood will feel like a personal attack. Number 7, construction and repairs. Even small repairs can drag on for weeks, if not months. Contractors have their own agenda, and communication is always a challenge. If you don't speak Spanish fluently, get everything in writing. Confirm firm completion dates and enforce penalties for any delays. Everything in Cabo is under construction because people want to live here. The weather is absolutely perfect, 350 days a year. 6 days of construction, noise, and dust is what you're going to expect. That's just life here. Planning and patience are key to surviving. in Cabo. Number 8, government bureaucracy and corruption. Bureaucracy and corruption are everywhere, from the police to government officials. No one is held accountable. Bribes and kickbacks are common, and manipulation is routine. You have two choices: pay to move forward or take the long route and deal with the delays. I find this type of corruption disgusting, abusive, and morally wrong. People in positions of power should be held accountable, punished, and change should happen, but it probably won't happen anytime soon. There are amazing people here in Mexico, but a lot of people are in a position of power. They do tend to abuse it. This is reality, and you must accept it if you plan to live here. Number 9, convenience. Convenience is rare. Errands take half a day, if not longer. Forget Amazon same-day delivery. It doesn't exist. It's more like 14 days. Most everything is imported, from electronics to goods, and prices are overly inflated by taxes and delivery fees by almost 40%. Most businesses close on Sundays. Car washes, restaurants, and shops just completely shut down. If you're working 6 days a week like most Mexicans, Sunday is your only day off. So how do you get anything done? You need to plan and adapt and accept that convenience is a privilege, not a guarantee. Fight it, and frustration will dominate you for days. Number 10, internet reliability. Home internet can be reliable. Telmex is actually amazing. $35 a month for high-speed internet, including Netflix. But mobile internet is a different story. It's absolutely terrible. Telcel mostly runs 3G or 4G throughout the city, and only certain spots have 5G in Cabo. You're going to experience dropped calls, slower speeds, and outdated technology are a constant. If you're in town, you can actually get 8 megabits of data for under $30 a month, but coverage is going to be patchy. For remote work, have a backup plan. Cabo's internet can be amazing, but it is inconsistent. Plan ahead or risk the frustrations. Cabo is actually paradise, but paradise doesn't forgive the unprepared. Move here expecting perfection, and reality will hit harder than you can possibly even imagine. Only the patient, the resilient, and the adaptive will survive. The rest will leave frustrated, broken, and wishing someone had only told them the truth. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough for all the positive comments and all the positive stories that every one of you shared with me about your experiences right here in the Baja. I think it's truly amazing that we're growing as a community, and we need to be there for each other. I'm absolutely elated that we hit 3,000 subscribers in such a short time period, less than 4 months. Fearless in Cabo, it isn't just about my journey. It's a part of who I am. Your support helps us keep creating what truly matters. If this inspires you, support us on Ko-Fi. Would mean the world to me. God bless you all. We wish you nothing but the best in life. Take care, my friends.